Right, this is the sort of paddock shake-up that sends shockwaves before a wheel has even turned. The engines are still silent, the new bikes barely rolled out of their crates. Yet inside Ducati's garage, the temperature is already rising. One name stands immovable at the center of it all: Marc Márquez. Another is circling fast, young and fearless: Pedro Acosta. If the signals coming out of the rider market are accurate, Borgo Panigale may be assembling a pairing that could redefine the balance of power in MotoGP for the next decade, while rivals scramble in a frenzied transfer carousel. Quartararo linked with a Honda, Martín edging towards Yamaha. Ducati look almost unnervingly calm. But make no mistake, this isn't calmness born of comfort. It's the stillness of a factory that knows it is about to detonate a strategic masterstroke. Because if Marquez remains the spear, Acosta may soon become the shield. And the future. In an unusually hectic rider market, the signs pointing towards Pedro Acosta joining Ducati are becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Reports, including strong suggestions from Spanish media, frame the move from KTM to Ducati not as speculation but as an inevitability. The reigning Moto3 2021 and Moto2 2023 world champion is widely tipped to become Marquez's teammate from 2027 onwards. Ducati's apparent serenity contrasts sharply with the turbulence elsewhere on the grid. That composure may stem from Marc Márquez's own public stance. His intention is to remain with the team that helped restore him to championship-winning form. Although the contract extension between the 8-time world champion and the Bologna factory still awaits final details, the direction of travel seems clear. Once Marquez's clause is finalized, a sequence of major announcements is expected, potentially before the opening round of the championship in early March. Acosta's agreement with the Red Factory is understood to be in place, pending those final contractual dominoes. Should it happen, Marquez and Acosta would form arguably the most intimidating rider lineup in modern MotoGP. One a proven generational legend, the other the sport's most explosive young talent. The collateral damage in this maneuver appears to be Francesco Bagnaia. His representatives have reportedly been working for some time to secure an alternative seat, with logic suggesting a move to a Ducati satellite structure such as VR46, keeping him on a Desmosedici without a brand switch. Yet the options don't stop there. A Martin Bagnaia pairing at Yamaha is not out of the question. Nor is the possibility of Honda attempting a prestige duo alongside Quartararo. Even Aprilia could emerge as a contender, potentially lining him up next to close friend Marco Bezzecchi. From the outside, Ducati's pursuit of Acosta looked ruthless, especially as it seemingly denies Bagnaia the opportunity to prove that last season's dip in form was an anomaly rather than a decline. However, interpretation suggests this is less a brutal power play and more a sophisticated risk management strategy. The rider market is volatile. Marquez's contract demands carry weight, and Ducati's executives know that securing the best available talent is the surest way to protect their long-term dominance. Acosta is not just a signing for the present. He is insurance for the future. When Marquez eventually retires or seeks a final challenge elsewhere, Ducati would already have a ready-made successor of elite caliber. Crucially, Acosta's strong desire to join Ducati reportedly keeps his contractual demands more reasonable than they would be with a manufacturer in greater need of a star. This context changes the narrative. It's not simply about replacing Bagnaia, it's about safeguarding the post-Marquez era before it even begins. Last year, Acosta had already explored the possibility of exiting the final season of his KTM deal to join VR46 in 2026, with Franco Morbidelli seen as the rider he could replace. KTM, however, reportedly refused to entertain negotiations. Pit Bearer, KTM's motorsport director, has since worked hard to persuade the Spaniard not to dismiss a renewal, yet the structure around him is shifting. Maverick Vinales is set to take one factory seat, while uncertainty clouds the second slot currently occupied by Brad Binder. That instability only strengthens Ducati's position. They can offer the most competitive bike, a championship environment, and, alongside Marquez, a direct path to learning at the sharpest edge of the sport. If this plan materializes, Ducati aren't just building a team, they are building an era. Marquez delivers immediate title firepower and global stature. Acosta brings youth, adaptability to the evolving technical regulations, and the raw aggression needed for the next generation of MotoGP. Together they represent present dominance and future security in a single garage. For rivals, the message is stark. This is not a factory reacting to the market. This is a factory controlling it. And before the season even begins, Ducati may already have made their most important move of all. What makes this potential partnership even more fascinating is the contrast in riding DNA between the two Spaniards. Marquez thrives on chaos control, saving front-end losses, manipulating the limit of grip, bending races to his will through experience and instinct. Acosta, by comparison, represents the new school prototype: ultra-aggressive braking, fearless racecraft in traffic, and an almost video game-like adaptability lap to lap. Put them on the same spec Ducati, and you create not just competition but technical evolution driven from both ends of the age spectrum. Inside the garage, that dynamic could accelerate development at a frightening rate. Marquez's feedback has long been regarded as among the sharpest in the paddock when it comes to front-end feeling and braking stability. Acosta, meanwhile, has already shown at a young age an ability to describe electronics behavior and tyre drop-off with unusual clarity. For Ducati engineers, that is a goldmine. 2 elite reference points, 2 riding styles, 1 development direction. There is also the psychological dimension. Marquez has historically raised his level when a genuine internal threat appears. Think Pedrosa, Lorenzo, even the brief but intense Honda intra-garage tensions of the past. A fast teammate doesn't weaken him, it sharpens him. Ducati may well believe that pairing him with a compliant number 2 would actually reduce performance. Acosta, therefore, is not a risk. He is a stimulus. For Acosta, the education would be priceless. Instead of leading a project under pressure to deliver immediately, he would arrive alongside a rider who has mastered race management, title campaigns, and political survival inside a factory structure. Observing how Marquez handles media storms, contract leverage, and internal hierarchy could be as valuable as anything learned on track. Ducati would not just be signing a rider, they would be fast-tracking a future team leader.